You're watching Retro Cranbrook.
For Don Michalsky and his many supporters, the petition deadline had arrived. Our first clip is of East Kootenay MLA Bill Bennett submitting the petition in Victoria. Then, we'll visit the Michalsky residence to chat with Don and get a surprise tour of the unbelievable collection in his yard. Join us as we continue the series, What Went Wrong, 911 and the Loss of Tammy Ellis, Part 5, starts now.
Dad, please bring 911 back here.
Member for East Kootenay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the night of December 17, 2007, Tammy Lee Ellis was shot to death in her Cranbrook home. Tammy's roommate witnessed that murder. She fled to another part of the house, she hid under the bed, and she frantically dialed 911 on her cell phone. To her absolute horror, she was unable to get through to the 911 dispatch centre. This tragic and incredibly unsatisfactory series of events led Don Michalsky, a bear of a man with an iron will and a superhuman dedication, and the father of Tammy Lee Ellis, to take action. Mr. Michalsky is determined to honour his daughter's memory. He has been circulating a petition since December of 2007 that asks the provincial coroner to undertake an independent inquiry into the death of his daughter, and in particular to find out why 911 service was not there for the victims of that crime. Every day for the past 5 months, people from around the region have dropped their petitions off at my office in Cranbrook. Later this afternoon, I'm tabling this petition with over 16,000 signatures, and Mr. Michalsky tells me there are several thousand more signatures signed electronically and also paper that he has not been able to get into me yet. Mr. Speaker, the sheer number of signatories to this petition illustrates the degree of anxiety over the reliability of 911 service where I live, and I want to thank Don Michalsky for his perseverance in raising the profile of 911 emergency service in our area and for his outstanding dedication to the memory of his daughter, Tammy. These are the people speaking, Mr. Speaker, not the corporations, not the businesses, not the unions, and not the political parties. These are the people who are concerned about 911 service in the East Kootenay, and Mr. Speaker, I'm concerned as well. I have spoken in detail to the Solicitor General, who I have confidence in, and in that context, I ask the government to ensure that we have 911 service in the East Kootenay that we can rely on. Thank you.
Next petition. Member for East Kootenay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm presenting a petition from over 16,000 residents of the East Kootenay in relation to 911 emergency service in the East Kootenay.
Member present petition.
I would like to talk about what's going to be happening with the winner of our contest. I would love to have them come up here and sing the song. We'll try to get a little band going, and then I'm thinking of having a chef come up and roast a pig for us, and all Tammy's friends to come up and say toodaloo to her. So my plan is to do this around the end of July and August. Hopefully I'll have everything arranged, and I have a little pond over here that people have started to donate stuff. One of Tammy's friends here has donated an angel because they were very, very good friends. It's kind of amazing that these deer, after she was killed, that they all went around her house, because she laid in a ditch one time and somebody hit a deer and she petted it until it died. So it's a lot of amazing things since Tammy's death. So my plan is hopefully everything should work out all right. I wrote this song, and people can get out there, and the best person sing it, they'll be up here, and we'll have a pig roasting party and a wake for my daughter. So that's my plan.
Collect a few things?
Yeah, that's. I had 36 kids from the school come up because they don't know about antiques.
Right.
So I had to take them around and show them some of the old stuff that people had in the old days. They were very, very interested. I just couldn't. They just amazed me how interested they were of all this. Eh? Like the old power saws over here, back in the old days, like the old two-man saws, the old cross-country saws, how they used to cut the grass in the old days. Barrels. Used to always barbecue out here because this is a cabin that I built for my kids. I had peace and quiet with my wife while they were out here. It was kind of nice. And over here too is a a bunch of antiques like what the loggers used to use years ago, old tongs and peewees and picaroons, just about everything that they had in those days. This property looked like that over there. It was just absolutely bush when I moved here. It took me 5.5 years to do all of this. And I built my own house. There was absolutely nothing. All the buildings I built, every shake on all of these roofs, I split by hand with here, right here. And then I used to take pieces of birch and then saw it around, and I made my own hammers, and I used to split my own shakes. When I was showing all the kids, they couldn't believe that you could do this, eh? All these shakes were all hand split. I went in the bush way up in the mountains, and I took it, all the old stumps where the loggers left, because they used to cut the cedar high because it was rotting. And back in here was just old stuff that I found up in the mountains and stuff like that, because I used to be a prospector, and I found it and I brought it back home, like old wagon wheels and picks and axes, and old saddle I found up in a tree hanging up there. I brought it back. This here was an old tin can, Kootenay tin can, and the old guy had it on a stump shooting it with a .22, so I saved that. And I collected when I worked underground in the mines, all the old antiques. This is a seat off my grandpa's old tractor there, all his old hammers and stuff that he made. And then in here was his old forge. He used to make all his horseshoes and stuff. People don't see that stuff anymore. Somebody said I should start a museum here, but this is just for me. That house, I built it, and it's got 14-inch thick walls. It's got about maybe 2.5 feet of insulation in the ceiling. Doesn't take nothing to heat it. All my water is caught in barrels. Any place you see there's a roof, there's a 200-gallon tank, and I save all my water. Everything that's saved, it fills up my water pond from the barrels, and then we use our water for watering all our plants. And every building has a frame, and it's the way it's built. All the flower beds get all watered all the time, because the water runs off that right onto your flower beds. So I have about 600 gallons of water here at all times in case of a fire. And there's everything. There's a bocce pits. There's a place to play basketball, badminton. You can go over there, and I have a place where you can throw axes and knives. There's a horseshoe pit there, and over there, that's where I go when I want to get away from the place. I just go to the back of my property there, and there's a fire pit there that I do my cooking on, breakfast, and I built this here. It's quite, it works quite well. It's put your wood in there, and then you can just flip this around like that, and you can cook on it. And it works very, very well. So I come out here quite often, and yeah, just about everything that the old timers have, I have it. Someplace hanging up here, I can't remember where I got it all, but it's all stuff that those kids were just amazed. And there's lots of this stuff. When I worked in the mine, you wouldn't believe it, but you can't believe that you can take a chunk of rock like this, and when you blow up the mine, it catches on fire and it runs like lava. And all these little holes are from water dripping down and trying to put it out. But you couldn't work in there because it was so, the steam was so bad that you couldn't work in there, and it was too hot. So when people talk about stress out of your life, when you're down underground every day, you're looking at that little hole coming back up and wondering if I'm going to make it under there. But this is the kind of stuff that we brought back up. I got this from Bill Bennett the other day from the Senate. I went in his office, and this is what he had to say at the Senate. So I'm quite proud of this. This is makes me feel quite good that, and he's absolutely on our side in every way. So I'm very proud of this. And the other thing is too is I don't know if you guys have seen the poster about Tammy 911 and the contest. So everybody that knows how to sing and play or whatever, and I thank all the sponsors for helping out on this. So when you see this poster, get online, and I wrote the song. I don't mind if you change a few words. And Tammy911.com will absolutely, you'll get all your information from there. And thank you everybody that's been helping out. I really super appreciate that. Sit here, and I think a lot of my kids and my daughter and how she loved it here with her horse. She always would get up if it was raining, and she'd go and saddle her horse and ride in the rain. She just loved doing that. And she loved this pond that I built. She'd sit there for hours and watch the water fall in it. I haven't got it going yet, but I will have it going when we have her wake here. So I sit here and I think about all the things that we've done out of our life with her and how good the kids they were. My wife still has a very, very hard time. I don't like to put her in too much in it. I'm probably 10 times stronger than her in my mind. So I'm sitting here today thinking, wow, you know, I can't believe this happened to me out of my life. So I'm fighting for our communities, that they don't have to go through what I've gone through out of in the last 5 months. So I've got probably now 18,000 people on my side with signed petitions, plus what they've got on the internet. So right now I've got my inquest with Bill Bennett. He's taken it to the Senate. So I hope the Senate will sit down and realize that 911 has been out of here for, I understand, a little over 4 years, and it's still not working. So I think that they better sit down and talk to these people, because there's a lot of people out there that don't trust 911 anymore, they're telling me. And they better bring it back here for us and let us run it ourselves. And that would take a big load off my mind. The people are saying, are you quitting? And I'm not quitting, because one woman gave me the biggest hug I ever had in my life, and she said, you know what? She said, you're just doing a fantastic job for us. But people are putting in their cell phones, they're telling me the number of the police, the ambulance, and 911, they don't even want to call it anymore, they're saying. They just don't want to, after what I went through, they don't even want to think about that. So they're scared. They're really scared. Everybody's telling me they're scared. They're paying good money for nothing. So I guess they still want me to keep fighting for it. So we're going to have this party up here wake for my daughter. We'll give the prize out, and they're talking about everybody wants to get together and have a rally. So I guess that's the next project. And there's probably 2 more in my mind. But I want to get this other song off my mind here now, so don't let it happen to you. And maybe people will realize that, hey, this could happen to you. That's it. Okay?
Do you think our 911 system is working as it should? Tell us what you think in the comments.